Now to a new development in the case of a disgraced South Carolina attorney accused of killing his wife and son. Prosecutors now say they have a motive. Eva Pilgrim is here with the latest ahead of this high-stakes trial. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Cecilia. We're getting a first glimpse at this motive. What prosecutors may argue was Alex Murdaugh's reason to kill his own family.
This morning, a new twist in the double murder case of disgraced South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh.
There was a huge difference between who Alex Murdaugh professed to be to the outside world and who he really was, that only he knew, that no one else knew.
Prosecutors revealing Murdaugh's alleged motive, claiming he killed his wife and son to gain sympathy and distract from his alleged financial wrongdoings. Writing in a filing, the evidence will further show these financial crimes were about to come to light at the time of the killings, more specifically, on the date of the killings.
The day of reckoning was upon him, and he was out of cards to play after he's been playing every card he could for 10 years.
Murdaugh is accused of stealing almost $9 million from his clients and law firm. He's facing nearly 100 charges for allegations ranging from money laundering to staging his own death so his surviving son could cash in on his life insurance policy. Prosecutors now asking for the evidence of his alleged financial crimes to be admissible in his murder trial.
My name is Alex Murdaugh. Please hurry. Neither one of them's moving.
Murdaugh is charged with shooting his wife Maggie and 22-year-old son Paul in the summer of 2021 at the family's home. He has pleaded not guilty. His attorneys say he had nothing to gain from the murders.
There's no evidence that Alex Murdaugh would have reaped any financial benefit from murdering Paul and Maggie. There's no evidence of any life insurance. There's no evidence that Maggie or Paul knew of any alleged financial improprieties involving Alex.
And this case is expected to go to trial in just weeks. Murdaugh's murder trial is on the schedule to start in January. George.
Eva, thanks. Let's bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. And Dan, we see the defense spending a lot of time trying to pull out a motive from prosecutors.
Because the motive's kind of weird, right? It's an odd kind of motive. This idea that the motive is that he wants to get sympathy and distract attention from his other. I mean, up to this point, we thought that maybe one of the family members knew something, right? Maybe they found out about his financial shenanigans, and that's why he had to kill him. But you heard the defense attorney saying right there that there's no evidence of that. And so the motive is one of almost the stronger arguments for the defense. So they've been making a really big deal about saying to the prosecutors, tell us exactly what you think it is. Exactly how do you think it happened and why do you think it happened?
There have been so many wild twists and turns in this case. So the prosecution produces this report that basically says Murdaugh they found blood on his short shirt that puts him at the scene of the crime. But then they come out and they say that there were flaws with this report. So how big of a deal does this end up being?
Look, this is a critical piece of evidence, right? Because the motive is a little bit odd, the shirt becomes a critical piece of evidence. And the prosecutors say that there is blood spatter on his shirt. If they can show blood spatter on his shirt, that's a really big deal. The problem is that it's evolved over time, meaning initially the expert had said, well, we can't really see any blood spatter. Then additional new kinds of tests were done where the expert said, actually, yes, I can find blood spatter here. The problem is that now that shirt has effectively been destroyed. And when I say effectively, meaning literally in the process of doing the testing, A, you're destroying the shirt, and B, the defense got the shirt and they said, wait a sec, now with this kind of testing, this is useless to us. So that's going to be a critical piece of evidence.
So does all this weaken the prosecution's case?
Well, look, this is not an easy case. I mean, it's definitely the case that this guy was up to no good, it sure seems, in a lot of different ways in his life. But on the murder case, you can't use just the financial crimes. You can't say he was in a lot of financial trouble. You got to be able to show he murdered his own wife and child. And that's a big one. And so this is not going to be the sort of slam dunk that I think that many people who aren't following the case that closely may think it would be.
Authorities had to take down a portrait of his grandfather, which was in the courtroom. Of course, he comes from a huge legal dynasty in South Carolina. Does that affect his ability to get a fair trial?
I think it was smart to take down the picture. I mean, that's how important this family is, right? That the grandfather has a big picture in the courtroom. And even the defense agreed it's probably best to take down that picture during this trial.
And again, he's 100 charges he's facing?
Over
this is
100.
One of,
yeah,
over,
this is, yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Dan, I know you're keeping up on this for
Absolutely.
us. We appreciate it. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.